Welcome as we explore Panama's unique and inspiring sights. From rooftop dining in its historical center to the modern city of today, Panama is a vibrant and beautiful place to visit and enjoy. It has an incredibly humid climate, a friendly atmosphere, and the Panamanian food is a treasure of flavor. In this video, we will walk, talk, and explore the old town, but only just enough to give you a taste, with a look at some of the most beautiful buildings with an incredible history, and then we'll take you on a transit through the Panama Canal by ship. Now come along and enjoy a walk through history with us. Starting from our hotel, we head toward the water and into the charming plaza toward the two stone bell towers of Cathedral Basilica of Santa Maria the Ancient. This Catholic church is a peaceful place, a beautiful example of colonial architecture that was completed in 1796 after a century of construction. A short walk away, you will find the Church of St. Joseph that was constructed following the destruction of Panama Viejo in 1671 by the pirate Captain Henry Morgan. The church contains the famous golden altar, which is considered one of the greatest treasures of Panama. And this is the Panama Canal Museum, which we are really looking forward to going to. Just another shot through the square. And in the distance you can see the downtown skyline of Panama. As we walk along through these beautiful brick streets, we get to the seawall, where you can enjoy the sights of the modern city beyond. And we were pleasantly surprised at how clean the whole area was, and the tidal area was spotless. We then will walk along the wall a little further and come into a local souvenir area, enjoying the bright flowers and the sounds of the birds and hummingbirds along the way. Here at Plaza de Francia, it marks the tip of the southern point of Casco Viejo. This beautiful plaza pays tribute to the French role in the construction of the canal. From here, you can take a look out towards the Bridge of the Americas beyond, and then continue your walk around the back into the historic area. Visiting the exhibits in the Panama Canal Museum, you will need to spend some time and think of this as a methodical overview and read through of the entire history of the canal building. From the French and Spanish explorers, the project kickoff, the phases of the canal project, and the scandals that happened in that time, to the early life along the canal zone and the historical photos of the canal workers on this monumental project. We enjoyed the timeline of this well-preserved and presented exhibit that gave us a look at so much more than we have learnt through other mediums. It does an excellent job to show the struggles politically, the cultural diversity, and the many stories from within. It really is a must-visit to understanding the realities so many endured, and it helped us appreciate the actual transit through the canal so much more. The canal's history dates back to the Spaniards, when they arrived with a dream of connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The canal works as a maritime shortcut to save time and distance and ultimately cost transporting cargo. It is approximately 82 kilometers long, operating with a sophisticated lock system that works as a water elevator, lifting vessels to Gatun Lake 27 meters above sea level. allowing ships and cargo to cross the central mountain range and then lowering them back into the ocean on the other side of the isthmus. Don't forget to look up the history of the many historic remains that you will walk by, such as the Iglesia del Campaña de Jesus, built as a Jesuit monastery in 1641 and became the first University of Panama in 1749, until 1767 when the Spanish banished the Jesuits from the colonies and the church was abandoned. The historic Old Quarter of Panama is San Felipe, also known as Casco Viejo. It was completed and settled in 1673. The city was built on a peninsula, completely isolated by the sea, and a defensive system of walls following the near total destruction of the original Panama city, known as Panama Viejo, which was founded on August 15, 1519, lasting 152 years, until the governor, Juan Perez de Guzman, set it on fire, purposely, in 1671, just before the attack and the looting by the pirate Henry Morgan. As we crossed under the Bridge of Americas, we watched the crocodiles at the entrance to the canal along the shoreline, and then we focused back on the tugs that were getting into position alongside us to help guide us along the way. And that little locomotive climbs up the hill and keeps pulling us along. It's pretty cool. And we are now just entering the next lock. And here in front of us you can see the larger cargo ships moving in the new set of locks that opened in 2016. Right now everything is down to about 40% capacity, and there's only about 25 ships a day coming through the locks. This waterway connects the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans, enabling ships to avoid an otherwise lengthy and hazardous route around the tip of South America. Here we are coming into Pedro Miguel. The canal is widely recognized in the world as a symbol of human cunning, courage, and achievement. When the Spaniards arrived in the isthmus, they had a dream of connecting the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, but their first efforts of building a waterway through Panama were not those of Spain, but rather it was the French in the 1880s. Numerous difficulties, including tropical disease, ultimately stopped the French initiative in its tracks. Following separation from Colombia in 1903, Panama signed a pact with the United States for the construction of the canal. The Panama Canal was inaugurated on August 15, 1914. 401 years after Panama was first crossed overland by the Europeans, the United States spent almost $500 million, roughly equivalent to $15.2 billion in 2023, to finish this project.
Okay, I would say that's a bit of a tight fit. Pretty impressive.
Water used to lift and lower the ships in each set of locks comes from Gatun Lake by way of gravity through a massive culvert system of pipes that run underneath the locks and in the sides and central walls of these historical locks. There are 3 sets of these locks that rise over 27 meters to Gatun Lake. These are the Gatun locks in the Atlantic, the Pedro Miguel and Mia floors in the Pacific.
As we are lowering and heading out to the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic, the tanker beside us has now risen, and he's starting his climb through the Gatun locks, which are a 3-step system into Lake Gatun, and he'll be making his way shortly. Here we are passing the last door locks, or gates. And one thing that's amazing right off the top is the fact that when we entered it, and Panama is so very, very, very humid. And as we approach the last lock, the humidity has decreased and the air is a lot drier already. Next stop, carousel.
Thank you for watching, and if you like the content, please like and subscribe and leave a comment below, and I would love to hear from you.